Welcome to another Chris's Central Station video. We're going to follow up on our last video by looking at the last of the US trains that are at Chris's Central Station. Now, there's plenty of US trains in the world. I just read somewhere that said Lionel in 1949 made 18,000 pieces of stock and 52,000 rails in 1 year. So plenty of them, but we've got here an interesting collection. We've got some flying Yankees, or the Zephyrs. So many Zephyrs, we've probably got a wind. And we start with the old one, which was the aluminium cast one. The aluminium's gone a bit, can be shined up. We've got two of the later generation. And then we've got the M10005. 10,005. This went between Chicago and Denver and was 1,000 miles. 16 hours. It was the fastest long-distance train in the world, averaged 65 miles an hour. Now, all of these are a bit ancient, and I suspect the aluminium one here goes back before the Second World War, but I might be wrong. But just past the 10,005, we've got a more modern MTH Zephyr, and that's a very nice train. Now, not wanting to miss anything out, we've got a fairly standard three-piece diesel there with a couple of Union Pacific carriages behind it. Quite nice, but if we look beyond that, we see something that's quite rare, and that's the jet train. Now, it was only ever experimental, but Lionel built a model of it, and the only thing wrong with the model is it goes in reverse. And as you can see by those jets, they don't swivel, so I don't think it ever went in reverse. And I did put a carriage behind it, a Rock Island line, to go with the engine, because I thought it looks better, but it never towed anything. But when it goes, the nacelles light up, it looks actually terrific. Makes a jet like a jet train, a jet engine, but goes backwards. We'll just come down here and give you a front-on view of these lovely streamlined engines. And I bought them because I'm a bit of a sucker for the streamlined engines. Now, I'm not going to say I bought the three-piece diesel. That was just a good luck at an auction. Now, behind that, I've got some more interesting a couple of US postal vans in the Rio Grande, like big semis on train tracks. And you don't have to worry about the breathalyzer, I presume, driving one of those. Well, you probably do, but you can see they also take passengers. Looks like they take 3 rows. And then behind that, we've got the workshop. And I've acquired a number of interesting Lionel workshop track testing equipment, inspectors, couple of cranes, some lighting for emergencies, I presume, overhead wires. The red one should have something on top of the orange one between the altitude and it's a track cleaner. We've got another special track cleaner. If you look in there, if I zoom in, you can see how it sits on the track. I'm getting out of focus. And then we've got the detector van. Now, my mate said they hardly ever work, only after I got it cheap, because it hardly ever works. But we'll get it going, and we'll get the jet train. Well, we don't have to get the train. Everything else works. You might wonder why it said altitude maglev on those Lionel trucks, because I had a layout which used the maglev line and one in a tube. But we might talk about that at a later stage. Anyway, this is just some interesting Lionel MTH sort of things that not standard trains. And if we come down the back, you can see again the passenger train principle of US trains is, of course, you get to sit at the back and you can see what goes on. Obviously the Union Pacific one there, we haven't got the last carriage, but it's what. Of course, I made a mistake. I should have said they have cabooses or guards vans, but they're on the goods wagons, not on the passenger trains. So these were fast trains, provided superb service. They took advantage of the 1930s when, without the competition of airlines, or only just starting, trains were trying to move into the streamlined age. Not that it would make that much difference for fuel efficiency, but if you go long enough, I presume it would make some difference. But of course it was to entice the paying passenger to feel they were travelling in modern service. So that's, I'll go up above so you can look at it. Some really interesting US trains that you don't often see, and certainly don't see them all together, from the Jet to the Standard to the Zephyrs, and of course the Inspector, but over there, all those working ones that worked to keep the tracks going and reliable and safe. So we'll just go back, because they are rather terrific. Like all trains, you'll hear me say that. We'll go down, try and look down them so you get that view as if you're walking across the tracks. And of course, we'll finish on the jet engine, the only jet train in existence. Thanks very much for watching Chris's Central Station. From now on, hopefully everything will be dynamic. This is the last lot of photos, so from now on I'll be able to get the tracks working and we'll see some fast moving trains. Thanks for watching.